Welcome back to NT Coins World. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Roosevelt dimes, two in particular that could just hold the key to unlocking a treasure trove of value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner just starting to explore the incredible world of coinage, you're in the right place. Now, before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into the history and value of coins. Let's dive right into it. Our first coin on the list today is the 1975 Roosevelt dime, specifically in fine condition. The Roosevelt dime has long been one of the most accessible and beloved coins for collectors, but certain years and conditions can still yield a hefty return. Let's first explore the historical significance of this coin and understand why the 1975 version, despite its commonality, can be of interest. The 1975 Roosevelt dime carries with it the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, whose likeness has adorned the dime since 1946. Roosevelt was not only an iconic president but also an important figure during and after World War II. The decision to feature him on the dime was a tribute to his leadership, which helped the US navigate through the Great Depression and we were tuned. Now, the 1975 issue was part of a larger batch of dimes produced during a period of relatively low mintages. In terms of mintage, the 1975 Roosevelt dime saw around 544 million coins struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. That's a large number, so you might be wondering, what makes this coin valuable, especially in fine condition? In a fine condition, the 1975 Roosevelt dime isn't necessarily a rare coin. Its value usually hovers around $1 to $3, not huge numbers, but still notable for a common coin. The key with this coin is the condition. As you know, coin grading plays a huge role in determining a coin's value, and while fine condition might not be pristine, it's certainly better than a heavily worn or damaged example. The value for coins in fine condition, where the details are still visible but show wear from circulation, can sometimes surprise collectors when they come across examples in better shape. However, one of the most important things to note about the 1975 Roosevelt dime is its potential for being misidentified when it comes to errors. While it might not seem like an error-prone year at first glance, certain varieties and mistakes can make it far more valuable. For example, the 1975 Roosevelt dime could sometimes show signs of clashed dies, where the dies used to strike the coin overlap in unintended ways. This error can make the coin incredibly rare, possibly worth $50 to $70 or more, if it's in the right condition and with the right error. Alright, moving on to the next valuable Roosevelt dime in our collection today, the 1985p Roosevelt dime, also in fine condition. Now, while it may not have the same historical weight as the 1975 issue, it still holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. The story of the 1985p Roosevelt dime starts in the mid-1980s, a time of economic recovery and rising interest in coin collecting as a hobby. In 1985, the United States Mint produced approximately 850 million Roosevelt dimes, which is considerably higher than the 1975 numbers. As you can imagine, this high mintage means that finding one in fine condition doesn't automatically make it a rare or high-value coin. However, the 1985p Roosevelt dime has become one of the more coveted coins for those who specialize in post-1964 Roosevelt dimes due to the clarity of its design and the fact that it was minted right before the massive coinage redesigns of the late 80s and early 90s. Unlike other years, the 1985p dime has a unique distinction: the P mint mark located on the obverse of the coin. This mint mark tells us that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and its presence on this coin means it's part of a unique series of dimes made from 1980 to 1988 that carry the mint mark on the front, rather than the reverse like in earlier years. Now, the market value for the 1985p Roosevelt dime in fine condition is typically modest. Most examples will fetch around $1 to $2. But again, what's crucial to understand here is that the true value can skyrocket if you're lucky enough to find an error or variety with this coin. For instance, some 1985p dimes have been found with the off-center strike, where the coin wasn't perfectly aligned when struck by the die. This makes the coin far more interesting and valuable, with some selling in the range of $25 to $50 depending on how dramatic the error is. In fact, some collectors have reported finding the 1985p Roosevelt dime with die cracks, cuds, or doubled dies, all of which can significantly increase the value. A properly identified and authenticated double die obverse error, for example, could fetch up to $100 to $200 or even more, depending on its condition and rarity. The key takeaway here is that the 1985p Roosevelt dime may not start off as a high-value coin in its regular state, but with the right error or variety, it has the potential to become a significant treasure. To wrap up, the 1975 and 1985p Roosevelt dimes might not be the first coins that come to mind when you think of high-value dimes, but as we've seen today, their value can rise significantly depending on their condition, the presence of rare varieties or errors, and the collector's market demand. Whether it's a fine condition, 1975 Roosevelt dime with a die clash, or a 1985p with an off-center strike, the key is in the details. So, what do you think? Have you ever come across a 1975 or 1985p Roosevelt dime that's more than meets the eye? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of coin collecting. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep your eyes peeled. You never know what rare treasures are waiting in your pocket change.